But welcome to the Simonji Podcast. We are out here. My name is Josh, and I am joined today by Ryan.
Hello.
Adam.
Hi.
And Liz.
Hi. Not talking about.
It's okay. Today we are talking about, we're going to be reviewing a movie, so I'm going to play the movie review bumper right now for our guests, so I can just don't have to edit this later.
Man, things are happening. Cool things. Good music.
Adam, that image of you is so good. Just endless possibilities with that.
Oh, trust me, I have a lot of possibilities lined up. But anyway, so today we're going to be talking about the hit movie, The Batman. All right, so let me just give a brief description about the Batman movie in case you guys forgot what the movie was about. The Batman had a lot of hype when it first came out, but rumors swirled if there were some hidden political undertones. So along with reviewing the Batman, we also want to ask the controversial question, did the Batman go the woke?
The woke. Okay.
Yeah, see what I did there? Yeah, that was pretty clever. And also just a reminder to the viewers and listeners of this podcast, we will be spoiling this movie, so be sure to go see The Batman before you listen or watch this podcast.
Cedric Diggory dies.
Die in this one.
Don't ruin it, Josh. Gosh.
Yeah, sorry. Goodness. So, I guess just right off the bat, what did you guys think of this movie?
I want to hear what Ryan has to say.
I really enjoyed it. I went into the movie having very low expectations. Because they've made so many Batman movies over the years with different people playing Batman. So I was just kind of like, all right, let's see how it is. And I was very surprised. I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, me too. I was more or less the same thing. Like, I was kind of like, I was really hoping it would be good, and I was kind of a little bit burnt out on all the Batman movies, but this one just looked really promising. So I was like, here's hoping like it goes well, and it's not like Batman versus Superman, for example.
I loved it. I thought it was such a good movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Liz?
I was a little bit scared because of Cedric Diggory was in it, the Twilight guy, but it actually turned out really good.
The Twilight guy.
It was definitely an odd casting at first. Like, everyone's like, I don't know about this guy, but it ended up being like really good.
Yeah.
It felt like Breaking Dawn Part 3 just a little bit. But I liked it.
Okay. I didn't know there was 3 parts of one book movie.
Well, there's 2.
Oh, I thought you said Breaking Dawn Part 3.
Well, yeah, because
He doesn't get the joke, honey.
he doesn't get the joke.
He doesn't get the joke.
Shut it down. Shut it
There's
down.
2 parts, and Batman
He's
was
going to
like
edit this out.
the third part of Breaking Dawn.
Okay, I got you.
I got your joke. I got it.
Awesome. Cool. All right. Well, let's just, I guess we'll just keep moving forward type thing. We'll start with the pros. What did you guys really like about this movie?
I really liked how it actually felt like the movie took place in Gotham. Like, I really liked Nolan's Batmans, but it just felt like Batman in Chicago. Like, it didn't, like, to me, when I think of Gotham, I think of like a really, like a dark, corrupt, kind of gritty city. And I think they really like captured that well. That was a big pro for me. And then I thought Robert Pattinson did a really good job. I was kind of like, again, pretty neutral when they were like, okay, we're going to have him be the new Batman. I was just like, okay. He's a good actor, and I thought he did really well in the role. I thought he was a little too like emo teenager when he was like Bruce Wayne. Like, I definitely got vibes about that, but as Batman though, I thought he did a really good job.
Yeah. So when Adam and I saw the movie together the first time, and then Adam and Liz saw it again. For the first time for Liz, second time for Adam. But yeah, after Adam and I walked out of the theater, we were both like, yeah, Bruce Wayne was a little bit too emo. Like,
yeah.
And we both, Adam, I think you agree with me, because I think you said this, like, Robert Pattinson did a great job as Batman, but not a good job as Bruce Wayne.
Yeah. Yep. But I also think the writing didn't really give him like a good opportunity to be a good Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, definitely. Which was nice because, I mean, I feel like with all the Batman movies that have come out, they kind of try to balance like, oh, it's Bruce Wayne and Batman. He has to find that like middle ground type thing. But with this movie, he was strictly Batman the entire time. And the fact that it wasn't like a superhero movie, like he has to save the day type thing. It was like him like solving a case type thing. Like he was actually a detective. Like you got to go through his mind process, you know, figure out what he was thinking, how he got this stuff. Like the little, the contacts where he like put it in his eyes so he can record the entire thing. I thought that was the coolest thing ever.
Is that actually in the comics? Like I've never read the comics, so I don't know. But is that normal?
I don't know.
He's got a bunch of gadgets. I mean, he probably at one point.
Yeah,
I was just like, yeah, why not? Sure,
Yeah.
of course.
it's also, I think in the comics they just say like he has like a photographic memory, but I think this gave it like a more realistic, like obviously he can't remember everything.
hmm And that the whole like detective thing, like that was actually another big pro of mine. I liked how the movie felt a lot like Seven, and I think you mentioned Josh, like Zodiac as well.
Yeah.
I liked how it wasn't just like your kind of typical factory produced like superhero movie. It actually had like a different kind of style to it, which I really enjoyed as well.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. What about Adam and Liz? Any pros for you guys?
You want to go first?
Go ahead. Start thinking.
Well, they basically already said all of mine.
What about the Riddler?
Pretty much.
I liked the Riddler. I thought at the end there he was a little bit too insane.
Okay.
I liked all the riddles and stuff and the puzzles and whatever. I liked how the guy from Transformers was in it.
Wait, who?
What's his name? The guy that plays Falcone, Carmen Falcone.
The mob.
I've only seen. Wait, what is he?
So the
I've
Yeah.
only seen the first Transformers, so that's probably why I'm not thinking of it.
here, actually,
he's
you know,
the-
I'll just pull it up right now. I'm gonna throw off.
I'm actually curious. Yeah, I didn't know.
Yeah,
that.
find the picture where he's in his underwear. I liked Batman's suit, dude. Batman's suit reminded me of Arkham Knight. I thought it was so sick, except for like the head. The head of the suit was
The mask was bad.
the mask looks like I don't know. It's like-
Yeah, no, I agree. Like the suit looked really cool, but one thing, I mean, I guess I could say this for the cons. It's not really. It's like a little gripe. It's not really something I hated about the movie. Like his suit, it looked cool, but he was like a bullet sponge. Like he was just pretty much invincible when he wore that. Like people would have like AKs just like unloading a whole magazine on him, and he's just like walking around like.
Except for the
That's
shot.
me. I'm like, wait, what? Really? Like, come on.
I mean, yeah, but like there's like weak spots, but like the entire front is like basically bulletproof. Same with the back, but like I don't know. I just hated the head of it because it was just like a leather condom like on his head, and it just looks so bad. But like the rest of the suit was just like I don't know. It was like this bulletproof like super like shredded like suit that just like it looks sick to me.
Yeah,
Mm.
Also, it wasn't shredded.
it wasn't shredded. Yeah.
That pissed me off.
Yeah, Liz wanted a hot guy with a 6-pack.
Going back to what you guys were talking about with him being a bullet sponge. I don't know if you guys know this, but I was telling Adam and our buddy Blake, we had saw it in theaters, and I was telling them that scene where he's walking through the hallway and all the bullets are coming off of him, that was all practical. Not him obviously getting shot in the chest, but like all the muzzle flashes were actually real lighting.
They used real bullets.
Really? I didn't know that. That's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
It was super cool.
I like when when directors do that, use practical effects. 'Cause I feel like it's just like, let's just use CGI. We have a huge budget anyway. And
Yeah.
it's like,
The guy,
I like when they try to do practical effects. That's cool.
definitely. Yeah, the guy who directed it, his name's Matt Reeves. He's the same guy who did Planet of the Apes 2, the new one. Rise of the Planet of the Apes. Or no, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes.
I did see that one.
Yeah, that's the one where the monkey gets like on the gun and like it spins around. It's like a one continuous shot type thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it was funny because like, oh yeah, that director is directing this movie, and Andy Serkis is Alfred. So Caesar's Alfred, also Schmiegel's Alfred. So
What other movies
I
have you
hated
done
him.
aside from you hated him?
I hated him as Alfred, dude.
It was okay. Could have done better.
I
was a
like him as an actor, but yeah, he wasn't who I would picture to be Alfred. Well, neither was Robert Pattinson being Batman, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
and same with Jim Gordon.
Yeah.
I liked Jim Gordon though. Jim Gordon did a really good job. I don't know who the heck that actor really is, but
I can look it up in a second. I'm looking up videos of what movies the director's known for. Matt Reeves directed The Batman, obviously. Where do I just find directing? Here, there we go. Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, so that's the second one. War of the Planet of the Apes, that's the third one. Cloverfield, the 2008 version.
oh, you directed that?
Okay. Yeah, I didn't. Okay. So he's done some fairly big projects. So okay.
And then what was the other guy? The Jim Gordon guy, right?
That guy, I feel like was just like out of the blue. Like I've never seen that guy in any big movies or anything.
Jeffrey Wright. He's been in a few stuff. He's apparently in the Ark animated TV show. Like Ark as in the video game.
Oh, I heard that they made an anime.
He's in the TV show Westworld.
I heard. Watch it.
He's in the video
The
game.
first season's really good,
Yeah.
but don't watch it after that.
He's in Rick and Morty. He plays as Tony. He's in the Last of Us video game, part 2.
Oh, and the second one
Yeah,
with the Lesbos.
yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Is he the lesbo?
I don't know.
He is one of the lesbos. Yes.
Duh, he's in Hunger Games.
He is?
He plays as Beatty. BT.
Beatty. I don't know. Beatty.
I feel like that actor. He's really good at like the super intelligent kind of like calculated response kind of actor. Like he kind of sounds like a human PowerPoint presentation. like especially in Westworld, like he is so like, I mean, yeah, just the way he delivers his lines, it's insane. What about you, Josh? You never listed like your detailed pros.
Pros. Let's see. I really like the Riddler. I thought they did a great job with him as a villain. Yeah, the fact that he was like super weird, and the fact that he's also played by the same guy in There Will Be Blood.
Yeah, that's right.
God, I thought he did a great job. He was super dark, super mysterious. That's the first time they actually did like a real like good version of Riddler besides Jim Carrey doing it, obviously.
The class.
Like Jim Carrey, he did so well with what he was given, but like it's so corny looking back and watching it now, it's awful.
Yeah,
It's still amazing, Ryan. Don't you dare bash on it.
Come on, it is
Favorite
like,
movie.
oh, it's so cringe.
Yeah.
Watch.
What other pros did I write down? I liked how a lot of the movie was shot practically. That was really cool. Like the Batmobile, for example, that was all practical. Not the obvious like the afterburner and stuff like that, but the fact that they built that kind of like what they did with the Tumbler in the Dark Knight series, where they like kind of just built it from scratch. I thought that was cool. The music.
Did you guys see it in IMAX by chance?
No, it did not.
Oh, what? I saw it in an IMAX theater, and like the scene where actually they reveal the Batmobile when like the engine's roaring, dude, it was so loud, but it was awesome. I was like, oh my goodness, that sounds amazing.
Even in the theater, we like all looked at each other like, this is awesome. Like when the Batmobile,
Yeah,
because it just sounded so good.
The look of it at first when they revealed it, I was kind of like indecisive. I'm like, I don't know if I like it, but then the more they like when he was actually driving it and chasing down the Penguin, I was kind of like, okay, I kind of like it now.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, like the sound design in this whole entire movie, the music score, like everything was just really well done. Like that whole beginning scene, where like Batman's like narrating, but like crime is being committed, but as soon as they see the spotlight, then they all freak out, and like the music score gets like louder and louder, just like whoo, it's just like you get like all like ready to fight type thing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, another thing too, this whole movie, Batman doesn't win in this.
Yeah, a lot of people online were complaining how like Batman was such an idiot in this movie. The Riddler gave him all the hints. Like,
yeah,
I understand that argument, but I didn't get the impression that he was like a complete doofus, where like he looked like an idiot the whole time. Like, yeah, the Riddler kind of like gave him some softball like answers to like a lot of his like puzzles or whatever you want to call it, but I didn't think he was an idiot. People were getting so upset about that. Like the Batman purists on Reddit, it's like, shut up.
But
it was
the
a
thing
good
too,
movie.
like the Riddler was also like, if that's your argument, the Riddler's also an idiot because he didn't find out that Batman is Bruce Wayne. Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
He didn't connect the dots where it's like, oh, I couldn't kill Bruce Wayne or whatever. There must be no connection whatsoever. But yeah, I thought that was funny. Like at the end where he's like obsessed with Bruce Wayne, but doesn't connect that Bruce Wayne and Batman are the same person. No.
Valid.
Valid.
Is that correct? Yes.
Correct.
But yeah, so I wrote down, so Batman failed. Riddler pretty much won. But Batman was able to change his whole entire persona. Like, he switched from the symbol of fear, like at the beginning of the movie, where everybody saw his symbol like up in the sky and they were terrified, to now, like at the very end of the movie, where he's helping everybody onto like the helicopter type thing, and everyone's like, "Oh, we're hopeful."
That's boring.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
That's gay.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I thought it was really well done. I enjoyed a lot about the movie. It has been a while since I've seen it. I want to watch it again with Rochelle, but I think we'll wait till next week to watch it on HBO Max.
I know I wanted to see it again before we did this podcast, but I just didn't get a chance to do it.
Right. Yeah. Let's see here.
I honestly didn't like watching it the second time as much as I liked watching it the first.
Oh, really?
Really?
Yeah, the first time was just so good for me that it was just like, it was all suspicious and kind of like freaky at some parts, where it was like when I watched it the second time I was like, it's just kind of like a bland movie.
She knows.
Really? So you didn't like it the second time, or it just wasn't as good?
I'd just say it wasn't as good.
See,
Makes sense.
as soon as I saw it the first time, I wanted to see it again.
Yeah, you want to see it again because you want to understand it better, but like,
Yeah.
watch it again, it's like, I don't know, it's just not as good.
No.
Probably because it's also super long, isn't it? Like almost 3 hours.
Yeah,
So it's like that's a long freaking movie. But
Yeah,
I mean,
definitely. Liz, what about you? Do you have any other pros you want to throw in?
I mostly have a lot of nitpicks and things I didn't like.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Well, why don't you start us off on that then?
Okay. First off, Batman wasn't like sneaky. And that's the whole point of Batman, I feel like. At least that's what I grew up from. He was sneaky, he was like discreet, and every single time he went into anywhere, he was like full on guns blazing.
Mm-hmm.
And that kind
that's
of
true.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he hasn't really gained his like stealth persona just yet.
Yeah. And he was like, even like with the Batmobile, it was like the loudest thing in the world. Like, that's not the point of Batman.
it's not about if it makes sense, it's if it's cool, Liz. Come
Okay.
on. That's what matters. It looks and sounds cool.
Right?
It'd be sick if he stealthily like murdered like a group of like guys too.
Right?
Yeah.
But I don't. Sorry, go ahead.
I didn't like Alfred only because when the package came from the Riddler and it had his handwriting on it that he has seen before, he still opens the box and like, oh, what's this? I don't know who this is from.
Yeah.
And I was like, you were so good for like a second, and then it was all gone. that pissed me off. What else? There's something else. I said a lot of things that
Said
night.
a lot of things. Batman wasn't ripped.
Yes. But that was what's his face? That
You
was
guys were acting like he was this like morbidly obese fatty with a fupa. Like he wasn't. He wasn't in
He
bad
was too
shape.
sweet, though.
Like I mean,
I
he
want
wasn't.
a fat Batman. I want a fat Batman. That's the next one.
I don't know. That wasn't a big gripe for me because it's like when he puts on the suit, he's enormous. But like, I don't know. I feel like every guy that's cast in a superhero movie, they have to take steroids. It's kind of like you gotta be like Thor. But no, I'm dead serious. Like, it's just, I don't know. It didn't really bother me that much. It didn't like
I mean, it wasn't a big
distract
bother.
me from the movie.
It was kind of like coming from Christian Bale, and then Ben Affleck was too much, and then they just went completely backwards. I feel like there should have been like in between.
See, Ben
Yeah.
Affleck was the fat Batman, I think.
He was like a freaking bloat lord, dude. He
He
was
looked like the first Iron Man suit.
that dude was thick.
First time.
But I mean, this was a different take on Bruce Wayne too, because like we were saying at the beginning, like he was like an emo Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, he was too emo. That's where the Breaking Dawn part came in, this vampire thing, because he
Okay.
was so.
Gotcha.
And
Gadgets. You didn't like how he didn't have that.
well,
many
actually,
gadgets?
you didn't like that. He had no gadgets except for the stupid eye thing.
He had like a few gadgets where it was just like the grapple, the like little sticky bomb, and then the giant bat knife on his chest. But that was it. He had like 3 gadgets, and that was it.
Well,
Oh, go ahead, John.
I was just gonna say, I'm trying to remember if somewhere in the movie they mentioned like, is he like a younger version of Batman? Like not really associated with the world yet.
They mentioned that it's his first 2 years.
Okay.
So he doesn't. He's still like in his beginning like phase.
Gotcha. What were you gonna say, Ryan?
No, I was gonna say like what other gadgets would he use? Like to me, I think like if they overdid the gadgets, it would be too gimmicky and like it would look kind of corny. Whereas,
I mean,
here's
like
my like mystery dust, and he would throw it in the air and disappear. Like to me, I'm like they definitely used his gadgets, but it wasn't like overboard. I feel like it would have just been kind of too corny if they went, I don't know, in that direction.
I did want more batarangs. I want him to freaking like kill people with batarangs.
But he doesn't kill people.
I don't know. When you play the games though, it's like he has all these like cool gadgets and stuff that are like they're unique for like each situation. I like in this movie I didn't really feel like he had any like special gadgets. He just kept on using the grappling hook over and over again.
But, I mean, comparing to the other movies, they didn't use. The other movies don't have a lot of gadgets either. Like even in like
I don't remember the Nolan ones.
Yeah, like in the Dark Knight movie, like he had like the gun that shot like the mines or whatever, like the timer bombs type thing, and then he had like the eyeball thing and batarangs. But
he had like the little spikes on his sleeve that kind of shot out. I know he had that.
But that was pretty much it. Like he didn't have a lot because it would be kind of confusing and like you have to like really know like what each gadget does. So, like, maybe I think they're planning to make this Batman movie a trilogy. And if that's the case, maybe by the third movie, he has all these gadgets and then he uses all of them. But I have no idea.
I want a Robin as well. I want a Robin. That's all I want. I've been waiting for a Batman and Robin movie for so long. Ever since Batman Forever 2 or whatever it was.
You mean Batman and Robin. That's the name of
Was it Batman and Robin? The one with George Clooney, right?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, I forgot he's in that. Oh my goodness.
One of the best Batmans.
Yes, says no one ever.
But I want a Batman and Robin movie. I also want a Red Hood movie. But
you want a lot of things, don't you, buddy?
Dude, they just keep on remaking Batman movies. It's like, okay, spice it up a little bit. Add more.
I mean, the nice thing was with this Batman movie is they didn't do like the parents getting shot in the alley again, because that thing that thing has been shot to death. Pun totally intended on that one.
It's like
to it though.
They did, but not not to the actual shooting.
Yeah, and they didn't spend like 30 years on it like they usually do.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think two more things. I didn't like how he was like not like a full idiot, but he was like at least a step behind Riddler the whole time. And if they were trying to showcase his detective skills, they didn't do it very well.
Okay.
He was too like creepy emo. I feel like it was getting borderline scary movie, and that I didn't like either.
Yeah, it was. It was definitely leaning more toward the darker. Like I think this is probably the darkest Batman movie they've made, at least the live action. With cartoons, I don't know.
For sure.
Yeah, it did seem one step behind type thing. I just enjoyed it because you were following with Batman. It wasn't like the dark. Well, yeah, it wasn't like the Dark Knight. Right? Is that the one I'm thinking of? Where like you're going through the whole entire movie, and then at the very end, Batman's like, "'Cause you were the best of us," type thing, and then they're just like, "Oh, that's what they were thinking the entire time." I wish they would have said it out loud for me, the dumb viewer type thing. It was kind of nice to be tagged along with Batman as he's going through the process as a young Batman. Sure, like if they do like a trilogy or whatever, and by the third one, like he's still like they're the movie's holding your hand through. It's like, okay, we get it. Like,
Wow.
Oh, he also doesn't like his boots.
Oh yeah, they put so much emphasis on those boots.
It looked like rain boots for a period of time. It was weird.
That was another part of like him not being stealthy. The first scene with him, he literally stomps in there, and I'm like, "Are you freaking kidding me right now? Like, quiet down."
I was not expecting that at all. You know what? I hate the boots. Like, I hate his shoelace tips. Like, they really piss me off.
I mean, Liz is right. Like every time you did a close up on the boots, the more I looked at it, the more it looked like women's like rain boots. I was like, what is he wearing right now? I'm like really concerned.
I didn't even notice.
Well, they panned onto them like 5 times at least through the movie.
Yeah.
oh, here's his boots. Here's his boots.
Yeah. But I forgot to mention, another cool thing, a pro, you would say. A lot of this movie, the reason why it looks so, the boots, that's a pro. The reason why it looks so good most of the time is because they used the volume technology, which is the same technology they use for Mandalorian, which is like I'm sitting here, but then this whole entire thing behind me could be an LED screen. So they project it. They use actually video game technology to project a city onto these screens. So you get the right lighting and everything. You can sometimes get reflections like in water or in the Mandalorian's case on the helmet itself. So that's why it looked really good too, because they were shooting all on these LED screens.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
So they didn't have to CGI the reflection like Disney does.
No, you don't have to because the reflection would come from the LED screen. So like on
I'm saying instead of doing that.
Instead of doing that, you would have to do CGI. Yeah, like if you're on a green screen or a blue screen, you have to CGI that. CGI.
So instead.
Yeah. So.
Gotcha.
What'd you guys think of Catwoman?
That shit was ugly.
I didn't go over my pros. I have thoughts.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I skip you, Ryan?
Ryan has more thoughts. Ryan thinks things.
I'm sorry, Ryan.
I know it's rare.
My bad.
It's rare.
My pro is it was good. No, I'm kidding. So much build up for that. He was all right. Or no, sorry, no. This is we're on the cons. My bad. So con, I liked the Riddler, but I did think that he was a little too over the top with the crazy, where like it was so reminiscent of the Joker. Mm-hmm. Like he did the whole like zooming in on the camera, like what am I gonna do next? Like I thought like it got a little old. Like I don't know how the Riddler is kind of supposed to be. Again, I didn't read the comics, but I would have liked it if he was like, obviously he's known for being a super intelligent, very like a, I don't know, intellectual titan, whatever you want to call him. Like, I would have liked it if it was like really hard to just see him in person, like get to like actually see him face to face, because he's always 2 steps ahead of Batman. Like, I wish they made him a little more mysterious and kind of more calculated in how he speaks, rather than just seem like psychotic, but also kind of smart. I don't know. It's a little nitpick. It's not like I hated him. He did a good job, but it just was so close to like Heath Ledger's Joker, I thought.
Yeah, I completely agree. The times with the videos, like that seemed very much like a Joker wannabe type thing. It was also weird, like that he had like a cult as well, like his own little minions. So I was like, oh, I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, he just like at the end, he just like summoned like literal NPCs, where it's just kind of like, where did you guys come from? Like, what? Okay. Yeah. I had another con, but I'm drawing a blank now. All of my cons are like genuinely nitpicks. Like I was pleasantly surprised with this movie because I think
the boots.
The boots.
I love the boots. I stand by the boots.
Speaking of his videos, when he they finally access the videos that he's sending to his NPCs, where he's just like, "Oh hey guys, what's up?" It felt like, "Hi, I'm Zuko," or whatever he says in that one. It was like the most nonchalant thing. It looked like he was saying, "Hey YouTube, what's up?"
What's going on, YouTube?
It's so funny.
Josh.
What's going on, YouTube?
That's Josh. I could be their next Riddler. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, just to me, like when you go overboard with the crazy, you kind of come off as less intimidating. Like in the beginning, when you only kind of saw him in this like crappy quality like video camera that he'd be using, so like you don't see him too much. Obviously, he was wearing the mask, but like it seemed more intimidating. But then once they showed him so much, and at the end, he just was like almost looked like he was like gonna cry because his plan wasn't good. Like it just seemed like I just expect the Riddler to be very like just more composed, I guess. I don't know. Again, nitpick. It's not. I didn't hate it.
Catwoman. What'd you guys think about her?
Adam. Yeah.
Sketching your arm?
No.
I kind of thought she was like blah. She wasn't bad in the movie, but I just didn't care about her story. I didn't care about her friend. I was just kind of like, let's just move on. I don't know.
I didn't like too how they connected her with being like the daughter, or like I guess the bastard child of the Transformers guy. But I don't know. It was like that seemed like just one of those things. Like, oh, they have to make a connection somehow of why she's involved. But yeah, it was weird. Yeah, I feel like they introduced her like too early in this. Like if Catwoman wasn't in this, I feel like Batman would still be okay. Like still getting like with Jim Gordon and everything.
Mm.
No.
It's weird. Like I can't put my finger on it. Like because it's not like she was annoying. Like I didn't hate when she was on the screen. I just didn't care. I don't really know what it was. But like even if it was a different actor, I don't think it would make a difference. I just didn't. I don't know. I didn't care about her
maybe
story.
Her character just seems so out of place.
Hmm.
Yeah. I don't know.
I think they were just trying to introduce as many Batman characters as they could because they had like Penguin, and then they threw Joker in there, and then Riddler. So they're like, might as well get Catwoman in there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I don't know.
I mean, it's possible. Like just trying to get a jump start on this whole possibly new franchise.
I want the real villains like Mr. Freeze, Clayface.
Oh, dude, Mr. Freeze would be so hard to not make corny. Like in today's standards, like. Oh my goodness, man!
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, that's
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
That
That was a genuine struggle.
Tourette's.
That is not. That's the stutter.
It's so funny.
yeah.
But like, you know what I mean? How would they do that in like 2020 if they made like another one this year? Like, how would they do that to not make it corny?
Well, they have to be like Riddler. They have to make her like so dark and like disturbed, like it works.
No, I would. Well, because Mr. Freeze is basically like a robot. Like his personality is basically like a robot, but he's not like a villain that could play a villain by himself. Like I think the next movie there should be multiple villains that Batman has to face if they don't introduce Robin.
What if they do? Like, what if they treat Mr. Freeze like Mandalorian, for example? Like, you don't even see his face at all. He's just in like this metal suit the entire time.
That'd be dumb.
Dumb, but it could work.
Yeah, I think that could work. Yeah, actually, that's the dumbest idea ever.
I don't know. I hope they don't treat it like Mandalorian. I feel like Mandalorian's like slow and boring. I mean, nothing really happens.
I'm not saying it should be like pacing and story wise. It should be like Mandalorian. I'm saying like have Mr. Freeze be like in a full like metal suit where you don't see his face whatsoever, and that's his shtick type thing.
What does he even look like? I can only picture Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze. Like I don't know what he looks like in the like I genuinely have no idea.
I can pull up the Arkham.
Yeah, if you could pull a picture, that'd be great.
Arkham Knight's even okay, but basically what he's supposed to look like is he's just all white with like a little bit of blue in it.
That's racist.
And like pasty white though, and then this like little tube thing that goes around his neck and like a little like thing that goes behind his head, but he doesn't have anything that covers his face.
Oh, okay, that's actually not too bad.
I don't think he could be a villain by himself. I don't think his character is like interesting enough to be a villain by himself. I think it would be good if he was like teamed up because they hinted at that at the end of the movie anyways. They hinted at the fact that Joker and then Riddler were going to team up. So it'd be like, might as well just add more villains that Batman has to face.
Yeah, it's possible. I mean, so this is kind of getting away from the movie. Well, actually, it is getting away from the movie, but they are planning on making an Arkham TV show, or Arkham series, rather, on HBO Max.
Wasn't it like Gotham PD or something?
It's like Gotham, but it's unrelated. So it's still made by the same Matt Reeves director, or produced, I think. So it's still same environment as this Gotham and Batman. And they're also coming out with a Penguin series as well on HBO Max. Also the same actor and everything.
Ew.
TV shows suck nowadays. They're so boring. They're drawn out.
Because they're trying to they'll tell you more of the story, but then it just gets boring because you're tired of the story.
They keep on doing the same thing over and over again at the end of the season. So it's like, oh, I have a love interest. Oh, we fall out. Oh, we're back together. Oh, like, it's just boring. It's like nobody really cares. Just make a really good movie.
Well, the only reason they're doing it is for money. It's like, well, that's the first, when I heard that they were doing spin-offs, I'm like, okay, that's such a cash grab. It's just, I really don't think that like the writers or, you know, the director, whoever like had like a real vision for a story. I think they're just kind of like, how could make a story about Penguin, right? It's kind of like The Godfather, Sopranos, because he's a mafia guy. It's like you could easily just think of any story with that. So it's just, and it's gonna make money because dumb people will watch it.
I have another con.
Okay.
Batman should have died. When he was doing the wingsuit thing and he went up the bridge and clipped it, that would have killed you. You would have been so dead.
Or the explosion in his face.
Yeah, there's a couple.
Or having 15 like machine guns all fired at him at once. Like there's a lot of things that should
That's
have killed
realistic.
him.
And that's realistic.
Get out of here. That would actually happen. Come on.
I mean, like there's definitely a certain amount of times where he should have died.
Yeah, no, for sure.
No. Going back to Catwoman, she was okay. I didn't hate her as much as I thought I was. I thought she was going to be a lot more like feminist type of person. But her kissing Batman had no motive whatsoever, and there was no buildup, and it pissed me off.
And there's no tongue.
No. And we're lap dance.
That was the word. There was.
She's a cat, Ryan. That's why.
Yeah, it's like I kind of agree with Liz on that. It's like the kiss, like I think we all saw it coming, but like Batman, he's just like such a robot. He like didn't like flirt or show any emotion, but she's all like all over him for it just to me, I'm like, okay, like they're clearly forcing this. It just seemed very, very weird.
I mean, that's kind of how it is, though, in the comics. Like, Batman doesn't really show any, like, love interest towards anybody, but, like, Catwoman's all over him, Wonder Woman's all over him. Like, Batman slays, but he doesn't even try.
But she didn't have, like, it didn't seem like she had that much of an interest in him either. Until, like, I don't know, 5 seconds before she kissed him.
But, like, Catman's supposed to be, like, this, like,
Catman?
lustful... Yeah, Catman. Catman? No, Catwoman's supposed to have like this like lustful like sexual tension around her whenever she's with Batman, but she tried.
She didn't do very well. Because I didn't feel no sexual tension there. She kind of just looked at him. That was about it. I don't know. And he peeped on her.
Yeah, creeper. Watching him undress. My goodness.
Batman's a pervert 2022.
in the theaters, I literally like pulled out my pearls and clutched him. I was like, ah.
Gosh, that could be the clickbait for this video. Batman.
Oh my god, dude, you totally will do that too.
No, the clickbait at the beginning of this video is the Batman the woke. So I don't know if you guys heard about this, but when Batman first came out, a lot of people were claiming that this whole entire movie was woke.
Yeah.
So I'm curious if you guys noticed any wokeness in this movie, and if not, I'm going to prove you wrong because I have a list.
Okay, as someone who like I sniff it out in every movie because that's a big pet peeve of mine when non-political movies try to insert politics. This one, Catwoman made that one like white privilege line that was just kind of like, okay, whatever. But I genuinely didn't notice any other political stuff. I'm sure it was in there. Like there was politics in it because it had to do with the story.
Right.
That congressman getting shot, or whatever mayor, whoever it was.
Running for mayor.
But like it really wasn't at the point where like it bothered me or I noticed it. I'm someone that like looks for it and I can tell when it's there, but I didn't think this movie was that bad.
Riddler's whole speech to Batman when he was in prison about basically how rich people suck. that was the only other part that I noticed besides what Catwoman said.
But I think given in the context of Gotham where everyone's corrupt, I think it makes sense. It's not it's not like he's like, you know, clearly talking about Trump. Like in Wonder Woman, like the villain was clearly Trump. Like it wasn't even subtle about it. Like this one, it's like Gotham, yeah, everyone's like a scumbag dirtbag. It's like New York times 50 where everyone's just trying to make a buck. And it's like, correct me if I'm wrong, like isn't that, to me it made sense because it's like, yeah, everyone is corrupt and has like other interests in mind.
I'm with you, Ryan. Like when I watched it the first time, I did not pick up anything except for like the white privilege thing and like talking about like rich versus poor, whatever. But other than that, that was it. Like, and the fact like somebody was claiming like, oh yeah, this movie is woke, and like, oh, at the end of the movie too, I have written down the people that Batman saved actually throughout the movie, Batman doesn't save one white person. It's all a different person of color type thing.
See, I mean, okay, but you have to be looking for that. I mean,
yeah, you're trying so hard to be offended with this. The fact they were also saying too, like, oh, they made Jim Gordon and Catwoman a different race type thing. Like, oh, that's racist. Oh my goodness, type thing, or oh, not racist. That's more cultural appropriation type thing. But it's again like you're trying so hard to look for these things, and it's just not there. It's just like it was a really good movie. We all enjoyed it. We were able to turn off our brains and not think about everyday things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I seriously, it was just that one, and even that one line, I thought it would bug me more. But I think it's because Walker. I mean, for anyone watching who doesn't know, it's my brother-in-law. He brought up that line before I saw it, so I was kind of expecting it, and like but it didn't. It didn't bother. It was just kind of like, okay, it seemed like a throwaway line.
It's exactly. That's just what it felt like. Just like completely thrown away. You're laughing at me, Liz. I hear you.
No, she's not laughing at you. She's laughing at me. Trust.
Tummy made a weird noise.
That was not my tummy.
Oh, you farted?
Dude, I could smell it from here. It's coming in through my mic here.
Ew.
This is like back to like what I liked about the movie. I just forgot, like it popped in my head just now. I did like how in this movie, like, yeah, Robert Pattinson is very emo as like Bruce Wayne, but I did like how they made him kind of super introverted. I know that's not really his like persona. He's kind of like Iron Man, like this like billionaire playboy kind of guy, but it kind of made sense because like Batman is someone who like fights crime only at night, who's like very like stealthy. Like it kind of made sense where like he doesn't like being out in daylight. Like there were a couple scenes where they mentioned that where like he I don't know, what was the scene?
Like they call
There's a
him
scene where like he was in like like there was a scene where like he was like in his mansion and like the butler guy, I already forgot his name. Like he was like opening up some drapes. Yeah, Alfred. He was like opening up drapes, so you could tell like he was kind of like pulled or taken back by it. Yeah, I thought that was like it was
Like
it's
a vampire.
Yeah, exactly. No, I thought that was kind of interesting, but I get that's not really who Bruce Wayne is. Like he's just a super like charismatic and wealthy guy. I don't know.
Yeah,
I thought it was kind of cool.
like to defend the movie, like you could say like, oh yeah, he's like just mentally gone. Like he's taken on this persona as Batman, so he lives and breathes Batman. So yeah, like what you're saying, right? If he sees the light, he like kind of flinches at it type thing. But like at the end of the movie, like he's helping people onto the helicopter and he's in broad daylight type thing. So he's obviously gotten over at least that aspect of it. I have also, I don't know if you guys saw the deleted scene of Batman, of the Joker scene at the very end.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you sent that in the group chat, I'm pretty sure. So I watched that from you.
Actually, before we talk about the deleted scene, at the very end of the movie leaves a little I don't know, like what to expect next type thing, like a hook for the next movie, and they introduced the Joker. And the Joker has like a shredded head and everything like that. You couldn't really see who it was. Adam, I think in the theater you thought it was Two-Face.
Yeah.
Just because he looks so weird.
Yeah.
But then once the deleted scene came out, it showed that, yeah, that is in fact the Joker type thing. So I'm curious on what you guys thought about this new and improved Joker.
Again, it's kind of like when this Batman is released, I was like, all right, here's another one. It's just like, there's been so many Jokers where I'm just like, man, I don't even care anymore. I just want to see a good movie.
Yeah.
I like the actor. It's weird to see him in like the big blockbuster superhero movie because he mainly does like more indie stuff, like a lot of A24 films. But I think based on like the deleted scene, I thought he did a really good job. He was creepy, and I liked how they didn't just flat out show his face. They kind of made it like blurry, and you could kind of see little things up here and there.
Yeah.
But I'm not like super hyped because I'm like, this is like the 50th Joker in 5 minutes. Like I just don't care that much. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
No, definitely. What do you guys think, Adam and Liz?
I just want to see what he can do. I mean, they gave it was like a little bit of a tease in the Batman movie, but I want a movie where it's actually with the Joker to see if he's actually going to do a good job or not. Because like, I don't know, like Suicide Squad, like Jason Leto, I think it was, or whatever the heck.
Yeah.
He sucks. Like,
I
really
don't
bad.
think anybody liked his Joker.
I hate him so much.
Felt so bad for him.
And nobody
I
liked,
don't
and nobody
know.
liked him as in Morbius too, so he's just bad all around.
He was in Morbius?
He's the
Oh.
main
He's
dude.
the main character in Morbius.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
And apparently he funded like his own. I don't know if this is true, but apparently he did a lot of funding of his own money to make this film happen.
Oh, really? Well,
That's what I heard. I don't know if it's true, but
well, they did lose a bunch of money because of COVID, because they were promoting it
really?
like crazy with advertisements and stuff like that, and yeah, it did not make any money like its first weekend, and I think it's still not making any money.
I've heard from like I mean a lot of people on like YouTube, like movie review channels that I follow, like they're just roasting the movie. It's
Yeah.
really bad, apparently.
This comes out with it.
I'm curious. I wanted to watch it because I liked Morbius. And like in the Spider-Man 3 video game, I loved Morbius, but I'm scared now.
Yeah, well, apparently from like the review that I heard, because I just had it spoiled to me because I'm not going to see this movie. I could care less. But they were saying in this movie, without going into super deep spoilers, but everything you saw in the trailer for Morbius is more or less not even in this movie.
Oof.
That's what I heard too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and another thing I heard, I know we're like talking about a totally different movie now, but one thing I heard from a lot of people was that the pacing was really bad, but also you could tell the movie like their intent was to make it rated R because it's like a vampire movie. There's clearly going to be blood, but they censor all of it. So like there's scenes where like from what people were saying, that like he'll slit somebody's throat and like you hear the blood kind of like that gurgle sound,
Yeah.
but they don't show anything. It's just like a guy just holding his neck and there's like a little pencil mark on his. It's just like it's really like choppy and looks weird because like they try to like make it for PG-13 audiences.
Gosh. Yeah.
Why
So yeah,
just
I've
make
heard
a rated R villain movie? That's all I want, dude. I
Well,
want
yeah, it would make sense with this because it's a vampire. It has to be bloody and gory because like that's what he does. I don't know.
So
It makes sense.
here's
Is Venom, like Venom eats people. I mean, like couldn't just make that
Yeah.
rated R?
well, so
What other?
So here's the thing: the reason Venom was originally supposed to be R. We talked about this way back, like on our second podcast. I think when Ryan, you joined us for the first time. We talked about Venom was supposed to be R-rated, but then they changed it to PG-13 because somebody in Sony's like the corporation side of it was like, "Wait, we can't make it rated R because what if Marvel wants to do a collaboration with their Spider-Man with our Venom? We can't make it PG-13 because then." We'd be isolating a certain half of the audience type thing. So let's play on both sides.
Just more money for them.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, it's 100% the reason because it's like you easily could have your cake and eat it too. Like make Venom's own movie rated R, but then you could have him be in like the new Spider-Man movie, which is PG-13, but like give him like 10-minute screen time to like develop his character. So like the kids who haven't seen it, they're like, oh, this is Venom. You know what I mean? It's like you can definitely do both for sure. But it's money. That's it.
Yeah, exactly. Which is why they're making the Arkham TV show and the Penguin TV show on HBO Max in regards to the Batman, bringing it back to the conversation that we're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, you could just tell like those shows like it's just content, like not good, not bad. It's just content to consume. It's more say. I don't know. To me, I'm like. I don't know. I just don't. I would be shocked if it's really good.
Hey, we have
Wait,
to.
what?
I didn't
Wait,
hear
what'd you
said that.
say?
I said it's like this YouTube channel.
Oh,
That's
Speaking of-
hurtful.
Watch it just be Penguin
wow.
on his wife or something.
Oh, it's so funny.
Be surprised.
Right.
Well, I'm actually
Penguin do dog.
if
Speaking of penguins, put penguins down.
don't talk about Club Penguin. It's
All
too
right,
soon.
Club Penguin. This is the Club Penguin podcast.
Change the name.
Gosh,
Uh,
I had to.
It's okay. I know. I'm still salty too. So Ryan, just to catch you up to speed, somebody had recreated Club Penguin, and you could actually play it and everything. And was it today or yesterday that it went down?
Yesterday.
It was
It
yesterday.
went-
It was
I was
yesterday?
giving a quick like salute.
So it was. So,
Dude, I would laugh so hard if Adam was just shirt cocking it. He just stands up and we're like, oh, okay.
just Winnie the Poohing it right now. Like,
Yeah, just straight up like Just freaking Pud just on screen.
So, Ryan, what happened with Club Penguin, this remake, Disney, these guys made it. Originally, they were supposed to be doing it for free, but I guess they're making money on the side for it. And Disney filed a lawsuit toward them and actually got the creators arrested and shut the whole thing down.
What? How much jail time are they doing for that?
They just got arrested yesterday, so we have no
Oh my
idea.
goodness.
Yeah.
I know
They're doing like 25 to life. Straight up like, oh my,
I
the
think
death sentence.
Just executed.
Yeah,
I think
sure.
they got arrested and then let go so that they can help with the investigation to figure out where the copyright was.
That's freaking nuts.
But
That's
yeah,
nuts.
when I saw that story, I was like, that's so dumb. But it kind of makes sense. I mean, Adam and Liz, we can talk about it more later. But like, there's another game we like to play, Pirates Online. Huge shout out, The Legend of Pirates Online. They do it all for free. They do it all for free, so I don't think they're gonna have any copyright laws violated. So, but who knows? We'll see what happens. We'll see what Disney wants to do with their greasy white gloved fingers. Wrapping this podcast up because we've already been filming for almost an hour. What would you guys rate this movie? 0 out of 10.
I can't decide between an 8 or a 9. Like it's not a perfect 10 movie, but I still really liked it. Can I do 8.5? Does that count, or do I have to
that's
be
fine.
okay? I'll do 8.5. I can't. Yeah, I'll be in the middle. Man, but 8 is considered tolerable. The movie's definitely more than tolerable. I mean,
See, I would give it a must watch. I give it a 9. I was legit thinking like before like coming into this podcast I was gonna give it a 10, but the more I thought about it, the more I think it's probably more closer to a 9.
as soon as you think about the boots, you're like, dude, the movie sucks.
The boots, yeah.
Just straight trash. Movie's garbage.
That's true.
What do you think, Adam and Liz?
I'm gonna give it 8 emo kids out of 10.
8 emo kids out of 10. Wow. Okay.
Fair. That's fair.
And Liz?
I'm debating between 6.5 and 7.
Ooh, 6.5 and 7. So you're
It
gonna say it's tolerable.
It made me want to go watch Christian Bale Batman.
Okay. That was gonna be my next. That was gonna be my next question. How do we rate this Batman among other Batmans?
Better than Ben Affleck, but worse than Christian Bale. Those are the only three that I've seen. So.
Okay.
That's a tough question because they're all so different. It's like, yeah, they're the same character, but like they're all like interpreted differently. So it's like it almost feels unfair to compare them. But
Yeah.
if we're just like between them all, I'd have to agree with Liz. I mean, I think Christian Bale like kind of knocked it out of the park in all regards to Batman. But yeah, Robert Pattinson is better than Ben Affleck. I mean, I think we can all agree with that.
Yeah.
Everybody than Ben Affleck.
He doesn't
I mean,
count.
I would take George Clooney over Ben Affleck.
Him and his Batman nipples.
Yes. Oh, yes.
So I'm gonna say something controversial.
Oh, gosh.
Uh-oh.
No way.
I like
Ben
Robert.
Affleck, #1.
Yeah. No, I liked Robert Pattinson as a Batman better than Christian Bale, but Christian Bale did better as Bruce Wayne and Batman together.
Yes.
I don't think that's controversial. I think a lot of people are kind of in agreement with that. I'd agree with that too. I mean, for sure.
Yeah. Except for the stealth part.
Except for the stealth part. I'm giving it some grace just because there's only been one movie so far. So hopefully they have more stealth in the future. If not, then yeah, it kind of is a bummer.
Yep.
I don't know. I gotta watch the Christian Bale movies. It's been a long time since I've seen them.
You have to
But-
do what I do. Watch them every single year, all 3 of them.
Oh my goodness.
Because I want to say Robert Pattinson, Cedric Diggory.
Thank
I
you.
want Cedric better.
Robert's pitter patter.
I can't speak today. I want to say he's better,
Okay.
but I don't know. Like Christian Bale was just so good. Like Dark Knight was just such a good movie.
Mm-hmm.
Experience. I watched Dark Knight Rises in a Cinépolis at like between 11 and 3 a.m. alone in the theater. So it was like the best experience ever. Back when my brother used to work there. And so it was like, it's just It was so good.
And the other
And you wanting to watch the full like 3 hours of it.
Yeah, the other thing too about The Dark Knight Rises, that's when that shooting happened in that movie theater, and nobody saw it in theaters.
Oh yeah, that's
Why you're the only one there?
Well, we saw it. Wasn't it Adam? You, me, and Noah? Didn't we see Dark Knight Rises? And we had the theater more or less to ourselves.
Yeah.
No.
Good times. It was simpler time back then.
yeah. That's a really tough question because I mean Nolan, he has a totally different like directing style, and it's like it's just I don't know. That's tough.
Yeah. Well, audience, what do you think? Be sure to comment down below. What do you guys think about the movie overall as well? Be sure to leave your ratings too down at the bottom. I'm trying to think if there's anything else we want to add. Well, do you guys have any last minute comments before I wrap this shindig up?
I want a Robin.
Okay, we know.
I want Robin to be gay.
I want Breaking Dawn Part 3 again, but better.
Adam, careful what you wish for because I guarantee that's what's gonna happen.
It's gonna have if they do add a Robin into the movies, he's definitely gonna be gay. There's no,
Gay and trans for sure. Like I think, yeah, it's gonna happen.
It's gonna be Dick Grayson too, and every time somebody mentions his name, he'll be like,
he's gonna be like everybody's gonna be like Dick. He's gonna be like where?
Or he's gonna be like Gaston from apparently the new Beauty and the Beast, where he's his little sidekick guy is in love with him, and so Robin's in love with Batman.
oh, that could be, yeah, that could be it.
Will happen. I promise you. And then Batman likes it.
Oh, the real twist in the end.
Right?
Batman's like a Catwoman, turns to Robin, thrust.
No. They have a because Catwoman likes it.
Oh yeah, Catwoman's bi. I forgot about that.
That's yucky. All right, well, I'm gonna wrap this up. Anyway, everybody, thanks for watching.
Good way to end it.
Before we get a little too gay.
Everybody, thanks for watching. Yeah, be sure to like and subscribe, comment again if you haven't already, and be sure to check out the audio-only podcast, which you can find on Google and Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and the iHeartRadio app. So yeah, thanks again for watching and listening to the Simonji Podcast.